about. Trying to figure out what it's all about. Existentialist. Am I worth anything or just a scout? I don't know.
That was great sounds watching with Outside of WNHHLP 103.5 FM New Haven. Myself, Preston, with our partner in crime, Long Island Rays, Elm City made, Mr. EZ BlueZ. And you know what time it is? It's Monday. We got the OG Blurred himself. Supervillain to many, superhero to ones that matter. He is the professor. Three nerds vending, three men who don't have a middle age crisis at all. Three men who love to talk about this because this is our therapy. Without this, we'll go insane. Like talk about fictional stuff all the time. Like talk about all these topics of superheroes. So if that's not your thing, please go to another direction in life. We're not forcing you to be here. We just want to just entertain you with these crazy conversations. Just one thing we have to tell people just before we get off going on our tangents. This is pre-recorded. So if we talk about this a little bit late, please forgive us. We just run on a set schedule because we have lives and we appreciate our lives. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, if we will talk about the stuff that needs to be talked about, but we may talk about a little bit late because stuff is pre-recorded in advance. Also, spoilers. We give out spoilers.
Yep.
This is your only warning in the beginning of the program that I say this, that we give out spoilers. We don't care. If we saw it, we're going to talk about it. And if it's not, come back at another time because there's multiple destinations to listen to this. You can listen to this on Spotify. You can listen to this on SoundCloud. You can go on to Facebook and listen to us. You can go on Audible and listen to this. There's numerous destinations by our producer, Harry Jones, that gives us the platform to entertain you with these nerd tangents. Gentlemen, we talked about Marvel in this last episode. Let's go into the world of Star Wars. Professor has the great shirt. We saw the trailer for Andor. Our thoughts, our opinions. I'm just going to start this off. I'm excited for what's to come. First season was amazing. I loved it. I have no complaints about it. I'm excited for Andor, and I'm excited to see what's next for these characters because I felt it was one of the most well-written series within this Star Wars universe. So whoever wants to go next and take care of this for our nerd therapy, go right ahead. I'm excited for Andor season 2.
So I can't wait.
Yes.
I was pleasantly surprised at the first season. Totally surprised. And not because I didn't believe it was going to work, because it was giving me like these really, really great Rogue One vibes.
Yeah,
that I really, really wanted. And it was really cool to see like the backstory of like the main character. So, you know, knowing where it's going to end up is great. But there are still pockets of story that I'm just, you know, curious about and learning more about this character. Like I love the first season. I love the direction of the first season. And I can't wait. I think it's going to be amazing. I'm what I always hope with, and I usually get, because I got it with the Mandalorian and I got it with Ahsoka. I like seeing parts of their galaxy that you'd heard about or read about and stuff, and seeing them do callbacks to characters that you might have seen in like the first prequels. I mean the three movies, the first three movies. So there was like characters that I saw in the Mandalorian that I hadn't seen, like alien life forms that I hadn't seen since them at the cantina on Tatooine. So I was like, wow, you know. So that's what I really look forward to with these shows. Just them expanding the universe and seeing other parts. It's just like a whole bunch of great Easter eggs for me. Plus, it's been solid storylines. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Now, I gotta say, I missed the first season, mainly because it came out during a dark time for me. The State House had just closed. Everything that was happening with the band and everything like that. So when it came out, at a very inconvenient time for me. I did see it, but I didn't really absorb it. So it was just kind of there. It was background, and I didn't delve that far into it. But the minute I saw my favorite character and like it is my favorite character. It's the best droid in the history of droids. When you actually get to actually see who I like to call the Kevin Smith droid, but it's the K2SO. He's back, and that makes me happy. So happy, because he's one of my favorite characters, not in the entire universe. Just to see him as like, the droid that doesn't necessarily care. It's like, I love it.
It's gonna be phenomenal.
Yeah,
I'm so excited.
It is. Which we're piggybacking on Star Wars. This is a nice transition to what's to come next. Kathleen Kennedy is leaving as president of Lucasfilm. They're in talk, a rumored replacement. This is by the whole nerd community. Is Kevin Feige for Star Wars, which I say a no for. But the other option, which I'm really excited for the next president of Lucasfilm, is Dave Filoni, who did Mandalorian and worked with Jon Favreau, and I think that'll be a nice move. Kathleen Kennedy is rumored, well, it's official, she is leaving, but rumored to leave probably by the end of this year or by the end of the summer. Those are rumored of when the date is. So she is leaving, that we just don't know a date yet of when she's leaving the company. But I think as far as the Disney Star Wars are concerned, I see less problems than I do with Marvel. Less problems. I think they do experiment, but when they know something is wrong, they stop it, which I respect, I highly respect. And I think a lot of concern about this is with the fans, because Skeleton Crew was a good show. I thought it was a well done show. I just think not enough fans went and supported this show. I really had no problems with Acolyte. I thought Acolyte did a good job.
I enjoyed Acolyte. I had no problems. Skeleton Crew was okay.
Yeah, they weren't horrible. And I felt the fans didn't go out and support it as they do because they're too busy complaining about the past trilogy. It wasn't the best trilogy, but it wasn't horrible in my opinion.
You'd think because they gave us glorious stuff like The Mandalorian, The Book of Boba Fett, and Ahsoka. You'd think that would be enough and Andor. You would think that would be enough for them to say, you know what?
Yeah.
Let's continue supporting.
Absolutely.
The last trilogy wasn't great, but this is what they gave us.
Yeah,
I'm okay with this.
They're focused on what works. So
and not only that
works, they focus on that, which I'm pretty appreciate. Go ahead.
Look what they finally gave us.
Yeah.
They finally gave us in Ahsoka, Thrawn. They finally gave us the witches. They finally gave us Gray Jedi. They finally gave, they started to really get into the depths of different things.
Absolutely.
And bringing back, a character, one of the last Jedis, is incredible, and I can't wait to see what's coming next.
Of course, me too.
And I think the smarter move, and glad they took it, the smarter move was kind of leaning into the real universe.
Right.
Because remember, I always complain, that, they messed up because of the books and this and that, and they should have followed the books or whatever. But the fact that, I don't know if they listened to us, I don't know what happened, but somebody said, you know what? This is the right move.
Of course,
Let's think about what worked with the universe in the first place. Right? Let's talk about what worked with the universe in the first place, and let's lean into that. And they did it. Because everything after those 3 atrocious movies felt like Star Wars to me. It felt like Star Wars. Starting with The Mandalorian. That's him bringing him back to the universe.
Of course,
and then the Book of Boba Fett was dope. And then Ahsoka was dope. And Andor was dope. And again, seeing that stuff working and making it feel the way it's supposed to feel. That's enough for me.
Solo was good.
Yeah, I enjoyed Solo.
Despite them money at the
Solo
box,
made me want to wear capes. Solo
Yeah.
made me want to get capes. I wanted to wear capes.
You know,
Childish Gambino was wearing a cape. I wanted to wear a cape. So Solo
course,
was so good. I have the Childish
got the Funko
Solo
Pop.
Funko Pop with the bobblehead. He looks down, judging us. He
I'm
judges
down with
this.
whatever they do.
The Star Wars anime was really good. The experimental anime they were doing on Disney Plus was good. I think it's more chess than checkers compared to Star Wars and Marvel with the Disney acquisitions.
Oh no, definitely.
So I really think they listen to the fans, but I think they take their time. There was some rumored projects of Knights of the Old Republic that some scripts were done.
Yep,
and that they were just going to go forward with that. But, they take time for what they want to do.
Yeah, there's apparently a Rogue Squadron
I was going to say, you took the thought right out of my head. Bro,
Rogue
Landau
show.
Yeah,
bro, I'm happy. Let them cook. I'm letting them cook.
Let them cook. They're listening to their fans, but they're taking their time. They're not just putting anything out there. And as far as for a trilogy, I know there's talks with Rey continuing that storyline, but take it back if you want to. Take it back. Let's have a past trilogy, but make it thousands of years prior to episode 1. Which I think that'll be kind of cool. There's different stuff they can do. I love the fact how Mandalorian is getting its own movie because the fan appreciation for that character is so big right now. So I'm excited for that for next year. So, there's things that they're doing. I think they're listening to the fans a little bit more when it comes to Marvel. But go ahead.
I love that. Go ahead.
I'm not happy that there's going to be a movie.
You're not happy that's going to be a movie. I'm a little excited for a send-off.
Because at the most, it's going to be 2.5 hours. When I get to see the show, I get to see 7 or 8, 9 hours of the universe, and I get to be immersed in it, So I get to see it in a movie form. Oh, great, yay, whatever. I'm gonna want more. You know what I'm saying? Like
a send off, though. I'm happy it's a movie for a send off.
It's never gonna be a send off. They make way too much money off of the Grogu adorableness.
I know that, but there's so many characters they can make so much money off them besides the little Grogu. There's so much more.
And they can also now, because I'm hearing like there's the Knights of the Old Republic and all this stuff. So because the games have been phenomenal.
The games are good too. Yeah.
Right. So they have a lot of material.
Yeah.
Yes. They have a lot of material that they can adopt, and that's a part of the real universe that they can put in film form. And it could really, really work. They still have old stories about the Gray Jedi that they can introduce, like make it a full movie.
Could be some cool toys, bro.
Right?
They could be some good action figure with Gray Jedi.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Easy. Look at the possibilities. We are living in a time where we don't need little Yoda and Darth Vader to sell Star Wars now.
All the
Sith time to be a fan.
All the Sith Lords that they could talk about, like the battle between the Sith and the Jedi and stuff, and they can do a story that talks about the origins and stuff.
Yeah, man.
There are so many.
That's where I would love to see. And like, I'm not saying retell the last trilogy. I also am probably one of the few people who was like, it was meh. It was meh. I understood what they were doing.
I'm with the meh too. Yeah,
I understood what they were doing with it. I like the dynamic they were doing with there needs to be balance with the light and the dark side aspect of
Understandable,
that.
Yeah.
Like I appreciated that, and it spoke to the inner samurai in me, and I love that type of aspect of it.
Yeah.
But that failed. Let it fail, and let it fail over there. Take this time and build up other stories. Give me other characters. There's other things. Let me know what Luke did, between becoming, the dude that offed Vader and the Emperor to the crabby dude in the shack. Like, what happened between those times? Like, let me know that story.
Okay.
Let me find out the story of Leia training. Oh my God, give me that. Especially now, give me that.
I want to see those aliens call her Lady Vader,
and
have her build her lightsaber and go through the training and stuff, and go off on missions with Lando and stuff and Chewie.
Yep.
That's what I want to see. That would be amazing,
right?
That would be amazing. So, again, they're doing so well right now.
Yeah, they are.
And if Filoni takes over the helm, if Favreau takes over the helm, either one, it's a good move. It's a good look because they're doing such amazing work. There is no way that George Lucas could be upset about what's happening to his universe.
Oh no, not at all. He
has to be proud.
No,
he has to be proud at this point.
I agree.
I mean, there's also the egotist in there that's going to be upset that he didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? So I hope there's a little part of him that's mad right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hope, just as an artist, because like if I had taken something this far and didn't be able to get it over that line, and these other people came in and made it better and crossed it over that line that I was dying for.
He chose to sow that franchise.
Wait, there's more though. Apparently, allegedly, he is being consulted for some of the newer stuff.
Of course he is.
There we go. Let's go. Let's go.
I'll take that.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Let's go. In talks with Favreau, Angela, and Lucas in the same room. That's creativity right there, man. I would love to be a fly in the wall for that conversation of what they have stored up. Let's go.
And just the introduction of Grand Admiral Thrawn, right?
Yeah.
Just the introduction of him. They've been paying the writers. They've been paying those authors.
Oh, yeah, man.
Okay. So Marvel, please pay attention. They're doing the right work. Marvel, please, Marvel, pay attention. Kevin Feige, sir, pay attention to what's happening.
That's the other thing is, I think if they take Feige away from Marvel right now and give him Star Wars, we're going to have two franchises that are going to take a while to make money.
I agree with that. When you keep
Feige in Marvel, he's got a vision, he's got an idea where things are going to go. That's going to make money. So obviously, you give it to the people that got it to that point. You give it to
Filoni and give it to either Filoni or Favreau, because
exactly,
if it weren't for the Mandalorian, let's be honest, if it weren't for the Mandalorian, the universe was dead.
Talk to him. Right. Talk to him. Agree.
The universe was dead.
I completely agree with you. 110%, 2,000%.
I think
agree with you.
I personally think it's going to be Filoni, because
it should be.
I think Favreau's ties to Marvel and stuff, and the stuff that he does with them,
other projects too,
and other projects. I think that's his love right there. But he's done the Lord's work. He's done the Lord's work for the Star Wars. I mean, I appreciate it. So again, if anybody's gonna be at the helm, Filoni's the guy.
I'll give it to. I agree, man. He's the perfect candidate for it. Don't get me wrong. From what we've seen with Kathleen Kennedy, give her flowars. With the stuff she approved, give her flowers, because I think they were.
You said the right thing just then.
Yeah,
you said the right thing just then for the stuff that she's approved. Because if we're being honest, you know who's really doing the thing. It's Favreau and Filoni. Yeah. And she's just saying, do that. Yeah, do that.
Mm-hmm.
So if anybody gets it, I want it to be them, because as much as I like what Kevin Feige's done with the Marvel universe and stuff, and all the chances he's taken and all the risks he's taken.
Oh yeah, definitely. You
Deadpool and Wolverine. You got to give him, that.
Got to give him his props. Absolutely.
Sir, stay over there. Just stay over there. Just stay over there.
Yeah, who would have thought, man? The guy who was the simp in Swingers gives us two franchises an extreme power to give the nostalgia for the child inside all of us. The dude, couldn't get a girl in Swingers, but he can captivate all the dudes.
It's amazing.
Know your worth, bro. That proves that you need to know your worth. You are if you were born on this planet, there is a mission you have to accomplish. There is a mission. You may not know that mission, but you were put on here for a mission on this earth.
And well done, sir. Well done.
Well done.
Yes. Okay. Overrated. Underrated. Waste of time on WNHHLP 103.5 FM, New Haven, 3 Nerds Venting, myself, Easy, and the Professor. Overrated, underrated, waste of time, superhero sidekicks.
I've been waiting for this one.
Professor, let's start it off. Go right ahead.
Underrated.
Okay.
Toro.
Break down Toro for the average Joe.
So during World War II, right? the access powers and stuff were like in full form, right? And there wasn't like a premier superhero team that was going on because there was like little pockets of heroes and stuff. It wasn't like the grand heroes that like the Avengers or the X-Men and them like that. But World War II needed some heroes.
Okay.
They had Captain America, but he just wasn't enough. He just wasn't,
Right.
and it was like him and Bucky. And then we got Union Jack, who was a part of the UK, and Spitfire and the Whizzer and stuff. Their speedster, and they had Namor the Submariner, and they had Jim Hammond, who was the Human Torch android.
Right.
His partner Toro.
Mm-hmm.
I think Toro was underrated because he wasn't an android. He was just a kid that I think he was a mutant too. Anyway, but he was a kid that had those powers, right? And he was a problem. He was a problem when the Human Torch wasn't present and stuff. He was still putting in the work. This kid was tough as nails. He get captured, then light you up. I mean, this kid was a problem. Like if I had a sidekicks that was that powerful and stuff, I'd let him off the chain like the Human Torch did. He let Toro off the chain all the time. I loved that character, and it's sad because I forgot what happened to him. I think he might have died or something towards the end of their run and the Invaders.
Yeah.
But that was the name of the superhuman crew. It was like there was All Winter Squad, and then there was the Invaders. They had like a lot of the crossover characters, but Toro was dope, man. Toro was amazing. Awesome. So I think he's my underrated. Okay. And I know it's wild because it's a throwback character.
Yeah.
My overrated character. Bucky from the same team.
Bucky! Yo! I thought you were going to get my pick. Okay, go ahead.
No, right, Bucky from the same team. And I'm going to tell you why. He was the one that was always getting caught and beat up. And he could fight. He could fight. And the funny part is, the only reason why he became a sidekick was because he wouldn't leave Steve Rogers alone. He caught him changing into his Captain America uniform, and he's like, all right, well, I need to be your partner. Like, and this is like a little kid. This is not the MCU Bucky and all that. No. This is like the little teenage Bucky that wasn't even a soldier. He was a sidekick. He just happens to be there on with them and stuff, and boom, and he became his partner. Okay. And he started wearing the red, the red, white, and blue, whatever. But
gotcha.
He was a scrub. He was a scrub. He could fight a little bit, but he was a scrub. He didn't have super soldier serum, so understand he was getting his butt kicked a lot. So part of Captain America and him was Captain America saving him from getting his butt handed to him constantly.
Okay, the male damsel in distress. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, he was never on the level of, like, I'm sorry to say this, like a Robin. He was never on that level of a Robin where he was that amazingly trained. And then, he died. He died falling off a rocket, and then end up in the water and stuff. And then eventually he grew up to become the Winter Soldier because they found his body and they hold it. So all that from the MCU was right, what they did there, but it was just how they did it. They just changed the storyline a little bit. I'll take it. It's fine. Okay. But
well, you know why they changed the storyline. It's fine, but it's not fine though. You know why they changed the storyline, right?
No, why?
Because they were very worried about the actual protector of Steve Rogers when he was a wimp. Was actually was a gay man.
Right. Okay. Yes. Okay.
So like it was their own fear, and I think if they would have told that story today, they should probably cover that, and it would have reached a lot more.
Right.
Reached a lot more people.
Okay, that makes sense. I didn't know about that part, but so him as an overrated character, I just think, and again, he's amazing as a Winter Soldier, and I'm talking about the comic book Winter Soldier. He was a problem. He was a problem when he arrived, and then because he has a history with the Black Widow, he has a history because he's a super soldier. He survived all those years doing and everything you saw kind of in the MCU stuff. That's a part of the story, but y'all don't know he was an assassin. Like he was like along the lines of like the history of the Red Room and everything, and Hydra. He was the guy. He was the guy. He was, yeah. But Wolverine knew about him. Wolverine worked with him back in the day. So yeah, so the Winter Soldier Bucky was a problem, but I just think that's Bucky as like a hero back then during the World War II. He's way overrated. Now my waste of time. Robin.
Okay.
Robin.
I'm with this. It's fair. That's fair.
Robin.
That's fair.
Robin.
For me, all right, cool. All right.
Waste of time. Shame on you, Batman. Shame on you, Batman, from taking this young man that was an orphan and deciding you were going to train him and put him in harm's way constantly. And then after he decided and he got mad, he needs therapy. Dick Grayson needs therapy as a result of that. And then the other guys who got killed. And that poor young lady that took over as Robin, I feel so bad for her. She didn't last that long. She got killed. So, sir, all these Robins that you've had, Tim Drake became a bad guy in the future. He became a Joker and tried to kill you. Come on, sir. You have to. The kid goes on and on and on. The kid that became the Red Hood, he died. He died and had to be brought back from Ra's al Ghul, right? From that fountain he had, right? Come on, sir. Like, you have to understand that you having a Robin is you're giving these kids as much trauma as you had as a child, sir. Robins are a waste of time. Every single one of them. Do they do better when they're not with you? Absolutely. Because you, sir, have to be the problem. You don't get that. Nightwing went on to become his own person after I don't know how many years of being under your shadow, and people still calling him Robin while he's Nightwing. Sir, this is a problem. You, sir, are the problem, Batman. You are the problem.
I see no lies.
There's my three.
Easy. You're next, because I know you want something. I know you have something to say.
See, this is why I was also going to say, in my picks, there's someone from the Batman universe as well, because I look at him as the ultimate sidekick. And I think he has spent some time being underrated. And I'd have to say my man Alfred.
Yeah, man.
My man Alfred.
I respect that. OG. Yes.
Okay. He and what he's grown into and what his character has grown into, the Secret Service stuff that he's done and all this other. So it's so incredible, that he takes on this young man and blah blah blah, raises him up and does all this incredible stuff. And then it also becomes, in the Robin aspect, it becomes the one thing that Batman could never be, is as good as Alfred. Because Alfred was able to save the world and raise the kid and have the kid be successful and not die.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Just
dropping man.
Just dropping some knowledge.
You cooking.
Alfred, some knowledge right there.
Alfred is his father. Is Batman's father, sir.
Yes.
Oh man.
Right.
I got you.
And the martial arts degree.
First of all, I was annoyed when they said that Batman trained under Ra's al Ghul to learn how to fight. No, it was Alfred Pennyworth. It was Alfred Pennyworth that taught you how to fight, taught you how to be a detective. All of that.
I love
all of that.
I love this.
I'm sorry, Easy.
I love this.
No. You guys, we on the same wave, bro.
I love this.
You ride that. I got you.
I love this.
That was my overrated, and I love how it segued nicely.
Man, Easy, you got two more picks. Easy, I don't know if you could top yourself.
I know.
Go ahead.
I'm not even trying to top. Because at the end of the day,
beautiful. That was beautiful. That was.
But the other stuff, like at the end, I don't want to say Speedy, because Speedy meant so much to some of the most incredible storylines out there, and at the end of the day, he was what he was. So maybe I put, as an overrated guy, the biggest sidekick of all sidekicks. And I put Mr. Jimmy Olsen up there. Because you want to talk about literally being the most fragile piece of china in
Is he a sidekick?
He's a sidekick. He's a sidekick.
Okay, that's fair. Okay.
He is Superman's sidekick, because he was the one, like Bucky, who was constantly kidnapped, constantly held hostage, constantly,
cool.
that made Superman get into those situations that he was supposed to step up for. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he was definitely a sidekick, and I definitely think he was, overrated.
Remember, he had that watch that could call Superman whenever he was in trouble.
He needed to. Yep.
Nobody had. Lois Lane didn't even have that watch. Okay,
Nope.
Lois Lane didn't have that watch. So you're right. Good when he.
So he's definitely my overrated. So and then waste of time.
Dum dum dum.
See, I don't necessarily think the character is a waste of time. I just wish.
Okay.
This is gonna, because I'm going from. It's the same trope character.
Okay.
But we start to see him actually become a villain in a movie, and it's the first time you see that Bucky, that Jimmy Olsen character, evolve afterwards and see what he can become. So I have to say,
Bucky
it's
time.
Hold on. I have to say it's Incrediboy.
Incrediboy.
Oh man,
Incrediboy.
That's a good pick.
Incrediboy.
Thank you.
Good pick.
Am I under a rock? Incrediboy.
The
From the
Incredibles.
Incredibles. With that kid that was so enamored with Mr. Incredible.
He just showed up
and wanted to be, and he kept showing up.
I haven't seen the Incredibles. Yeah.
But he was the same stereo. He was the same archetype as your Bucky, as your Jimmy Olsen, and then you later see him go into the villain. But I've seen it done so much better, and I've seen it done so many other ways. Where like you see it done with the Bucky character as per Winter Soldier, and he becomes all of this extra developmental aspect of it. You see with the Green Arrow, he becomes the Red Arrow. And there becomes so much other stuff that evolves from that aspect. Yeah. So here, where he becomes the bad guy that wants to be the good guy, but is really just a rich billionaire that's messing up everything. I mean, not that doesn't hit home right now. Sorry.
Good one. I like how you did that.
Thank you. I dodged my way out of that one.
Look at that.
My waste of time. Professor, you opened my eyes. Robin.
Nice.
You changed my mind. You were right. If to people who want to know my reason for Robin, just press rewind. Just press rewind. That's all I got to say. It just makes so much sense. It makes so much sense how you broke it down, and then you broke down the different variations of the character. My overrated, and I really like this character too, is he just gets annoying every now and then, is Groot. Groot is my overrated opinion for superhero sidekicks.
That's fair.
Yeah,
I am Groot. Don't get me wrong. It's funny how they deliver it, but I would not pay to see a Groot movie. I would go insane.
But see, here's the thing.
Talk to
you never separate him with Rocket.
No.
He is the R2D2 of the Marvel universe.
I agree.
You need C-3PO. You need Rocket there.
Absolutely.
I'll see a Rocket and Groot movie.
Oh, absolutely.
I'll see a Jay and Silent Bob movie.
A Rocket and Groot movie to me has to be rated R.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's when you highlight the Greek chorus. So that I think that Groot on his own obviously can't stand because he's a one-dimensional character.
That is,
but Groot with somebody else, where you need that straight man, or in that case, the other side of that, the insane thing.
Actually, I'm gonna one up you. You, Easy. Groot
Please
is
do.
the Chewbacca of the MCU.
And the funny part is they tried, and you're right, Easy. And you're right, Preston. They tried with Groot in the comic book, and it didn't have the same impact.
Yeah,
as it did
man.
with the movie, because he had that whole King Groot arc, and
which is cool to see.
It was cool to see, but at the
the
same time, it was like, all right, he's just corny. Like, we're done with him, and I am Groot, and how many people can understand I am Groot, and all right, we got it, we got it. But yeah, that was a good pick. That was definitely a good pick.
Yeah, definitely a good pick.
my underrated.
Okay, here we go. Drum roll.
It's a villain, but anti-hero. It's a villain, but anti-hero.
Okay.
But we love to see her. Harley Quinn.
Okay.
Harley Quinn is my underrated superhero sidekick. Because technically she is a sidekick, but she was mainly known to be a sidekick for a villain. But we've seen her anti-hero stories through the animation show, which I think is very good. Just throughout the story arc and just her going into her own way, making a path for herself. To me, it's underrated. And I think we only seen a little bit of the greatness for the character. I can't see anybody but Margot Robbie else playing her, but I'm excited for what's to come for Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn is my underrated.
I could see anybody playing her. I could see Alexa Bliss playing her. I could see anybody playing her.
Yeah.
It's an archetype character that would be very easy for a good actress to get her meat into and do things. Obviously not Lady Gaga, because that was atrocious.
Yeah, I'm discounting that.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying.
I agree with you.
And Tara Strong playing her in the animated shows is brilliant.
Yeah, but you know who's really playing her well in these animated shows? Like, if we're being real though, Penny.
Yeah.
From Big Bang Theory. Yeah.
I can't remember her.
Big Bang Theory. That was a good show.
I suck at that, so I apologize to the actors.
No, I think it's Kelly Kuko, Kelly Kuko. I think
Kelly Cucamonga. I don't know.
We're butchering names. We're sorry, people.
Yeah,
but you know what we're talking about.
Say this. I'm going to say this, and this is going to sound crazy. She's a better sidekick to Batman than Robin is.
Yes. 100%. 100%.
I have to say it.
She's loyal.
When she was way better,
loyal to her man.
Here's the thing, and this is the part that kills me. I agree with you up until the point of Damian.
Yeah. Okay. Damian to me is a different animal because he's never been Robin to me. He's always been the League of Assassins leader to me.
Right.
That's who he is.
Mm-hmm.
That's who he is. And him serving as Robin, like, this is petty of me. That whole thing when he died in Batman's arms and Batman just like went crazy and stuff like that, I was so happy to see that. And I know it was like kind of an alternate type of thing, alternate universe type of, but that made me so happy because you don't need to be Robin, sir. You're an assassin.
Right.
You are an assassin. Your grandmother's an assassin. I mean, your mother's an assassin. Your grandfather's an assassin. You got trained by. You're an assassin, sir. When he took over, like in the real unit, like in the future, right? And he took over the League of Assassins. That's where you belong, sir. You're not Robin. You never wanted to be Robin. The only reason why you wanted to be Robin is because you were hating on Dick Grayson because he was Robin. You just did that to be petty. But sir, you're not Robin.
But that's what I say. Like I say, you know, forget Robin up to that point, because I think also storyline wise, that's where you start to see some of this. And again, I get it. Somebody at home right now got chips on their chest and their fingers are orange because they love Cheetos and they're very mad at me right now, and that's fine. Be mad.
Be mad on WNHHLP 103.5 FM New Haven. Be mad, be disappointed. Yell at your television screen, phone screen, radio, whatever device you have. Be mad at
Get kicked out of something in public.
There you go.
That's until you're that mad where you're gonna get kicked out. Like I want you like in the middle of having your lunch and you'd be like, he said that. Oh, how dare him! And just stand up and just flip your table like in public. I want to see someone get arrested. That would be great.
Oh yes.
But no,
Harley Quinn is a good pick, man.
Harley Quinn is a good pick. But here's the thing, I think she's rated perfectly. Because
I agree.
Because she's been the intellectual property has been in several movies.
Right.
has held several movies,
Right.
has moved several different franchises.
Right.
She also, you know, in the cartoon world,
Right.
that show is amazing.
It is.
Like the Harley Quinn comedy show with her in love with Poison Ivy.
Agreed.
I have never been so happy in my entire life. Like it is ridiculous and it is stupid, and the Joker becomes the mayor, and what is going on?
Nah,
and they
I'm
go
not
to
saying
they,
it's a bad
yeah,
thing. I'm
you
not
know,
saying it's a bad thing.
they just introduced Brainiac, which is dope, you know.
Yeah.
So they really take it and they put it on its ear and they poke fun at it. And I love when people poke fun at things. So I think Harley Quinn is just rated perfectly for where she's at. Do I think there's more to her? Definitely.
Absolutely.
Do I think there's going to be more to her?
I think there's more to her.
Yeah.
I give this to Margot Robbie.
Right.
I credit Margot Robbie
Yeah.
for her portrayal of Harley Quinn, right? Because pay attention to this, guys. You notice after her portrayal of that, you can't now have a cartoon or anything like with a lineup of bad guys without a Harley Quinn. You can't have, we can have movies and stuff. The Suicide Squad. She wasn't an original member of the Suicide Squad.
She wasn't.
Comic book,
she wasn't at all. That's
right. But her popularity, even that terrible Birds of Prey movie, she was the highlight. She was fantastic in that. But you can't. Matter of fact, I'm just gonna say it. You can have a Joker without a Harley Quinn.
Yeah, you can.
No, you can't. You can have a Harley Quinn in a movie and never even speak the name of the Joker.
The Joker.
It's true.
That is
it's true. That's why
that
I picked it as
100%
underrated. Yeah.
Yes.
That is 100%
You
true.
can do that. You can do that because she is amazing. And then again, getting to see her interact as an anti-hero, rocking with Batman and Robin, right? She was the highlight.
Yeah.
Him like reminding her, we can't kill people, Harley. You just save them, please. You know what I mean? You man,
the banter, the chemistry.
Perfect. Yes. And not for nothing, she's a smart chick, man.
She's is. She's not dumb.
You know, she's not a dumb chick. Like
needs therapy, but not dumb.
Yeah, right.
Well, no, she
plays like she's not, but she's a smart chick, man.
And that banter plays to like that traditional Dean Martin, Jerry Lewis.
Yeah,
banter.
Right.
Harley Quinn can say the most outrageous stuff in the entire world because Batman's going to be very straight laced, and this is what it's going to be. So, and when Batman's being super straight laced, it becomes the most insane thing becomes even more bizarre because Harley Quinn mentions it in that universe. So that's what makes those things happen so well. And like I said, she's launched so many different franchises. I think she's just been rated perfectly for where she's at. But I also don't think we're done milking that character. I don't think we're done at all.
No, we haven't seen the greatness yet.
If they can bring back Superman 350 million different ways, then obviously, you know, there's more life in the Harley Quinn.
It's gonna be amazing.
I would like to see her join the Justice League.
No.
I
want to see Gotham City Sirens. I want Catwoman, Harley, and Poison Ivy film.
That would be dope.
I think that's needed.
I would love that.
That's what I need.
But
if
you could let that stinking Guy Gardner be a Justice League member, you can let Harley Quinn be a Justice League member. Okay? You can let her be a Justice League because she is an amazing character. Don't give her superpowers. Don't give her superpower. Green Arrow got tricked out arrows. She got tricked out clown toys. Let her, you know what I'm saying? Let her get some Wayne International, whatever you do, make her some weapon. Imagine he did that. Imagine he gave her a set of her own tools.
Had the big gullet.
Yes. Imagine if he outfitted her with a utility belt with her own. Man, listen. That I would watch a Batman movie again. I would. If she became his real sidekick,
it'll be a problem. It would be a problem because like she'll get stuff done but argue with him at the same time.
Yes. That is entertainment there.
Like she'll do it in a way he's not going to be happy with, but it will get done, so we really can't complain that much. He'll get annoyed every single time.
She will make him laugh. She will make him laugh.
But he will not try to show it.
He won't show it.
Yeah, he won't show it at all.
He'll wait till his back is turned.
But no, that's the whole thing. He could never show it because that's the one thing the Joker literally will die for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All the Joker wants is to make Batman laugh.
Yep.
Once.
Just one time. And she can get it. She can do it. She could do it. I love that character so much. This is how much I love that character.
Mm-hmm.
I hope the alternate universe she goes over to Marvel and she becomes a Marvel hero. How much?
Never gonna happen. No.
I know it's not gonna happen ever, but that's where I think she would flourish there. She would flourish there. Because let me tell you, she's
I think, especially with what you're saying, as per the accoutrements that she could have through Wayne Enterprises and different things like that, I think she would need to be over in Marvel because you could have a lot of fun with that. With the kind of character that she has and the way that she does and the way that she rocks, like who she is and her appeal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, one of those things she could, whoops, I brought the wrong toy. You know what I'm saying? And
right.
She's got to fight the League of Assassins with, a double-ended. You know what I'm saying? And that's good comedy right there. That's good comedy.
God. That is such a wasted character. Like, and I know they're doing a lot with her, and they're like all the appearances and stuff. But there's so much more that character has to give.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. If they do Gwenpool the right way, Marvel will have their Harley Quinn substitute or the alternative. If they do Gwenpool the right way, just by her antics, it's Harley Quinnish.
No,
in my opinion,
you're right.
If they do Gwenpool the right way,
right?
If they introduce her the right way, if they get the right actress for it,
that's a lot of ifs, man. It's a lot of ifs.
I'm just saying
that's a lot of ifs.
By what we've seen so far. Just by what we've seen so far with just misdirections by Marvel. Mm-hmm. But I'm just saying, if Gwenpool is done right, because you can do it, that'll be their alternative.
If they do what I think they're gonna do with and I think it's a little far off for me to be thinking this way, but if they do it the right way after the whole Secret Wars thing, right? Because it's the Incursion Secret War. It's not the old one with the Beyonder being in charge and it's that. No, this is the newer one. This is the 2015 deal, right? If they do that correctly, and that's what it's looking like from those images, right? They're gonna do the newer one, which makes sense. We get the introductions of the Miles Morales. We get the introductions of the Ghost Spider, Gwen Stacy. We get the introductions of those characters that we really wanted to see, right? We get to see Storm as part of the Thor Corps, and we get to I want to see that so bad. We get to see all that goodness that I'm thinking that they're going to bring to it. We get the Rabumalol, Dr. Doom. We get the whole Sentry rocking out with I just they have so much potential right now. I don't even think that they really realize with all that they have to. Oh my goodness. I could just imagine what they can do if they bring the Gwenpool here. If they bring
there's possibility.
The Ghost Spider.
There's huge possibility.
If they bring Silk. If they talk about Anansi the Spider God and that whole thing, and they have so much that they could do, man.
I wish we had so much that we can do. The Volume 21 is coming up to a close. Before we go out, we got about a couple minutes. Television show, movie that you'll recommend to the people, old or new. Give a brief reason why, and we can just elaborate for the next episode.
I got one.
Professor, your pick.
Black Clover, the anime.
Okay.
Let me tell you, the storyline is phenomenal. The kid wanting to be the Wizard King, right? And don't have a lick of magic and still rocking that funky joint, right? The character development of every character, even his because they were him and his brother, are orphans. Asta's the main character, right? Just the storyline of them both aspiring to be the Wizard King. So the Wizard King is this He's the leader of the Magic Knights and stuff that saved the world, right? Their world. And the first wizard king, he saved the world by defeating this demon that was destroying the world.
Yep.
And every person after that becoming wizard king. So what happens is you have to get this grimoire from this this library, and the grimoire chooses you, and that'll tell you how much magic. Because you can be born with the magic, but then the grimoire will tell you what type of magic, and you learn new spells through the grimoire. And then the coveted one is the 4-leaf clover grimoire. So his brother, because they both get found on the steps of this church, his brother ends up with the 4-leaf clover.
Right.
So that's the most powerful grimoire. So he's kind of destined almost to be in line to become the Wizard King, right? Well, Asta has 0 magic, and he ends up with a 5-leaf clover that gives him this anti-magic. It is amazing. The storylines, the characters, the different Magic Knight squads. That is the one right there. You start watching it, you won't be let down. I don't care what type of shows you like or whatever. This one will get you not only into anime because the art style is phenomenal, but the storyline just by itself is different from.
Best I love a guy pulled about Apollo Curtain, Easy Blues. We only got so much time.
Yeah, go.
I got you. I'm gonna make it real quick for me. I call it PTSD Detective. Will Trent is by far one of the best. Yeah, Will Trent, really well done. It's got like a 70s kind of feel to it, which I really, really, really dig. And the fact that the dude is like autism on steroids is absolutely phenomenal. And I love the fact that it's a character that has deficiencies, grew up in the foster care system, different aspects there, all these things where could have made a choice and could have gone in a different direction. I really, really, really like that about it. And I love anything with a flawed character. And the character is so super flawed. And the people around him are so super flawed. I think it's really, really well done. And again, it should not be called Will Trent. It should be called PTSD Detective. That's really what the name of the thing. It would sell more if it was that. So it's just as the professor says, listen to me. Come here. It's PTSD Detective.
Before we get into me, easy. What platform to watch that?
I watch it on the Hulu.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I watch it on the Hulu on the Tuesdays.
Professor, for Black Clover, what platform?
I watch it on Crunchyroll.
Gotcha.
If you're just curious, you can watch the movie that's on Netflix right now.
Ooh. Homework, guys. Homework. We'll give you homework. To close off with me. Batman Gotham Knight. It's all animated style, short stories of Batman. It's on Max. Check it out. It was released back, I think, 2008, which is crazy. Released the same year as Dark Knight. It's called Batman Gotham Knight. It's different side stories with tellings of Batman. So you get Amsterdam animation, you get Japanese animation, you get Indian animation. So it's interpretations of Batman by different countries, which is really good, which is really cool.
I saw the Samurai one. That was dope.
Samurai one was. But we can get more into that. We appreciate you guys. 3 Nerds Venton, myself, Easy, and the OG Blord himself, the Professor. We appreciate you. Thank you so much on WNHHLP 103.5 FM.
Wondering what to write about, trying to figure out what it's all about. Existentialist, am I worth anything or just a scout? I don't know.